pew, 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 pew.
And we... No, I'm not doing... No. Bassard
Pew,
ruined
pew,
that.
pew, 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 pew.
What happened?
Oh. This other YouTube channel
Other YouTube channel.
in Louisiana. His live stream is on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yep. Ouch. You keep bumping into me.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Anna.
She's like, Sydney. He looks fully clothed. Yep.
They made me
See?
put on some clothes.
First funny story when we told our kids that the naked gardener was coming into our house. First thing Ladessa said was, "Is he gonna wear clothes?" But I think that's just the name, honey.
And then it was going around. I bet he was on Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, that's what they thought.
Season 3.
They just got done filming it.
So now he can put his clothes back on.
Right here on the Big Bear Homestead.
Busy week.
Oh, how funny.
Got done filming it in the back 40. Poor boy Homestead. It's about time you come around.
Geeky Garden said, just saw
See,
Mrs.
that's
Naked Gardener.
the one that just showed up in blue right there.
Hi, Broussard.
That's that other homestead that just ruined the pew pew. See, what happened is he dressed up like what he was calling a pirate, but for the rest of us, he looked like a colonial soldier wearing MC Hammer pants.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, sub. Trying to get home in construction and closed roads.
And he made the mistake of showing the pants on the live stream, and I asked him if he was going to dance like MC Hammer.
Oh, I would have paid money for that.
Oh. He did it.
He said
because,
on live,
because he looked at me and he said, "I'll dance like MC Hammer if I get 100 people in there." And I went, "Challenge accepted." Went, went over to the Roots and Refuge Facebook group.
Dangerous.
Bam! Jess got a hold of it.
Oh, wow.
Wham! He had 113 people in there.
Is that what it's supposed to? Are you? She's being funny with me.
Yeah, she's trying to be funny with you.
What happened?
Oh, I'll tell that in a minute. Wait, what? Who is that?
And so he had to get up with looking like a colonial. I mean, he really. If you think of Paul Revere, the brown hat, the little vest, that's what he looked like from chest up. From the bottom, he looked like he was in the Too Legit to Quit video. That's what he looked like.
All right. Yeah, and his fire boots.
Yeah, and his fake fire boots.
His fake
Fire boots.
Yeah. So,
howdy, hey D.
So, everybody, we're going to try to give everybody a few more minutes.
Y'all so wrong.
to come on in here before we introduce our guest like he needs an introduction.
No. Looks like everybody knows who you are.
I know, right?
I guess they seen the season 3 of Naked and Afraid.
Suburban, be safe, please. Please be safe. Not me.
What's going on, Jim and Jess? Green Dream Project.
Yeah.
Now that is another
Sydney,
one.
is it?
That's another channel. I would, if I could find a way to get to Arizona to go hang out with him.
Yeah.
He is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Cheryl, you're not right in the head.
He did a parody of Staying Alive.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I cried. I laughed so hard that I cried. And he does a lot of the same stuff that we do here. He does a lot with rain catchment and stuff like that. And I can't wait to be able to get the opportunity to go hang out with him for a little bit.
He's very cool.
It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. But, all right. So...
Cheryl said, it's not that I have a screw loose. The whole shelf is falling down.
All right. So tonight we have a special guest.
Gonna make me cry. Who's cutting onions? Who's cutting onions?
That
was earlier.
Robin really just went off the rails.
Oh my gosh, y'all are not gonna let this go.
No.
I mean,
I'm starting to feel sweats now. Big sweats.
Is your attitude starting to change now? Oh my goodness. Tell your story.
everybody, this is the one, the only, the Naked Gardener.
The Naked Gardener. That's it. Woo, woo, woo.
And so he's out this way working on a project.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to be spending hopefully a lot of time with us, and his beautiful bride will be coming out around Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're all going to have Thanksgiving together, so we're super excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And but Robin just I mean, that's the plan. After the way Robin treated him, I don't know if they're going to come back.
Oh my gosh.
Babe, if you're watching, Robin tied me up in duct tape to this actual chair and spoon-fed me fried chicken.
Oh my god.
She made me watch them de-neck, is that it called? De-neck the chicken, they're live. And gave me the chicken blood, talking about it's a first-time ritual for a first-time guest to drink the blood of their second-born chicken.
Now, for those of you that don't know, the Naked Gardener is a vegan.
So they roll up, and I sent Blaze because I had not picked up the chicken that I needed. So I'm like, Blaze, go run and get me the chicken that I need. I'm going to get it. So I come out to come say hi and everything. And Jason's like, so, got a problem. What were you planning on having for dinner tonight? And I was like, fried chicken and some vegetables, maybe some mashed potatoes. And he's like, he's a vegan. I was like, what did my face look like?
She was like, well, he's going to eat this chicken. I don't care what he is. Tonight, he's a meat-eating person. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. We know we have found our people because I'm telling you.
I had to go to Jason. I'm like, Jason, what's going on?
Your wife is scaring me.
And we was on the back 40, and I hear her just chopping the chicken up. I don't know why he think he gonna not eat no meat in this house.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh.
The worst part, like all joking aside, when I walked up and Jason's like, by the way, he's vegan. My face, I was like,
It's hilarious. Oh my
you're
God.
kidding me, right? He's like, no. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna go crawl in a hole now. But we did have a very tasty dinner. We cut up we got a chance to eat some of our Swiss chard tonight. We didn't share it all with the pig.
Wait a minute, what? That was, you calling me a pig?
No.
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 Oh, man.
If I may know why vegan. Not asking judgmentally, just genuinely curious.
Now, we're not true vegans. Right. We just eat meat in proportion. So, like, Monday through Fridays, we do a lot of plant-based meals. And just, it's mostly for a health reason. We don't care about the animals.
Right.
So hopefully, y'all don't have no PETA peoples on here.
Oh my God.
And
We don't care about the animals.
And so it's basically just health reasons that we do it. Now, we do eat meat on occasion, mostly farm, grass-fed and stuff, and seafood and everything. But
unless your host threatens your life.
yeah, unless your host duct tapes you to a chair and gives you an IV of chicken blood, then you got to eat what you got to eat, you know?
Oh, I'm
That
dying.
is
And you're worried about the
absolutely the
kitchen.
best.
You're worried about the kitchen table at Thanksgiving. He gives it
Not
more.
anymore. Not anymore.
Oh, so yeah, so we had a really. They
Well,
had
see,
a good laugh.
I didn't have time to give him the safety speech about our kitchen, about
Yeah,
what
the
happens
safety
at our
briefing.
dining room table.
Yeah.
he didn't get his safety briefing. So I was extremely nervous while we were eating because every time Carol would start and then Ladessa, because when they get ready to go back and forth, Ladessa grows like 3 inches. She starts sitting up, like she starts posturing up, and I'm like, oh, here it comes.
WWE.
And I'm just thankful that they were kind of sitting diagonal because when they sit side by side, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh man. The Ivy kid went to.
Yeah, April was a nurse.
Oh, okay.
So that's what she.
Oh, that's where my Ivy kid
went to.
Yep, she took it.
Yep.
What's up, Pete? Haven't seen you in a while.
My favorite story about April. April came to our house at Memorial Day when we had our little get together here, and we're sitting at the table, and Apollo must have gotten a hold of something, and he had horrible gas.
And he
was
sat
sitting under the table right by her. And he kept, and it was coming straight up. And you would see her just kind of move a little bit.
She would be like,
Oh man.
And then I was like, Apollo, get out and run in there. She's like, thank you, God. It was so bad.
Oh
so
man.
bad. I like meat more than, oh, look, there she is.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
like meat
See,
more
I
than
told
him.
you. I told them about the story about
yeah,
you.
we heard about the seafood.
Yeah, he definitely busted you. I'm telling you. Like, he threw you straight up underneath the bus like he did me.
Heard all about the seafood.
Came back from Seattle to seafood. I'm like, man,
Like,
I'm about to get starving.
He didn't hide anything either. He told us how you smacked him upside the head with the snow crab leg.
Oh, not even that. When I had messed up my arm, and so I was like basically one arm, and she felt all sorry for me. She comes home with some from the restaurant down the road, all seafood. I'm like, I got one arm. Oh well, I'm just going to and I wound up beating her eating it and all of that stuff. We had shrimp, crab legs, and all that. She's so wrong to me.
Can't miss that hit.
Oh, I'm not worried about Thanksgiving anymore.
Can you block that person, the naked gardener, off of this? How can we block people? We got a troll in here.
We don't eat loads of meat either. I'll tell you, with our garden, having grown a bunch of our stuff, I feel like we're probably going to start eating more plant-based. We're definitely going to have meat because obviously we raise a lot of meat on this property.
A lot.
Yeah, you saw quite a bit, didn't you?
A lot.
We have quail, we have chickens, we have ducks, we have cows. Turkeys, yeah. So we have a lot of meat choices. But I think one of the big things that our kids are learning is to fill their plate up with vegetables and then just a little bit of meat. But then like a night like tonight, it's like, I mean, it was funny. I could not believe he was like, wow,
Wait a minute.
you putting away some food.
I thought you was going to bust him out about how many helpings he had.
No.
I was like, look, his wife's in here.
But I was dying because our little Ladessa,
She
can
can't eat. She almost ate out me. Look how big I am.
She does. She puts down some food, and we joke a lot. Well, we're not joking, but everybody thinks we're joking when we say.
So y'all
that's
think
why.
I've been lying
Yeah.
when I say Ladessa's a professional eater.
Man, I had to look behind her to see where she was putting all that food in.
She is one of the main drives of why we keep as much food going on this property, because if crap were to ever hit the fan, she would suffer. Like, if we didn't do this. Like, she would definitely, She said, we hope to raise our own healthy meat one day to season our veggies with. Oh, Mr. Two-plate refill.
Where's the moderators in here?
So, one of the things, when we told the girls that you were coming, and that they had to put everything in the closet.
Hurry up, shove everything.
Hurry up, shove everything in the closet, because we want to look like we keep a neat house.
Hey, Brenda.
We said, the naked gardener's coming. The first thing Ladessa said was, is he going to wear clothes? We were like, yes, baby, that's just a channel name.
Okay.
And so then a couple of days later, I caught the girls talking. And Carol was like, Nah, I bet he was on Naked and Afraid.
Well, keep in mind, our girls don't have Instagram or anything like that, so they couldn't really like delve around and look to do any kind of research on you. So they're like, well, it's Naked Gardener, so he's got to be naked. Not wanting to sound dodgy, but when I do visit you guys, I want to. Yes, we know.
Yep.
Beaver meat is very good, actually, and Jason has quite a few places.
Is it
he's
greasy?
got. No.
I heard it was
Just,
greasy.
no. It is just like beef, but better.
What are you guys doing? Like, okay, so Thanksgiving, she's coming here. Then, I guess the next time you're going back.
Yeah,
home.
the next time I'll
Christmas.
go back. Well, I can't go back for Christmas because we'll be working the day after Christmas and the day after New Year's, and that just be a flying out of Atlanta. That
Yeah.
Would be
Is
ridiculous.
she coming here?
No, she has. Before I got along with this job, she already had her son flying here and her parents from is it Eagle Rock or somewhere in Missouri come down as well, and we were supposed to spend Christmas there, but now with this job, she's just gonna be there, and I'll just be working.
You'll come here.
You can come here and eat.
Yeah.
And-
We'll feed
Well,
you.
it's on a weekday. That's the only
It's
thing.
all right.
Okay.
Okay. And well, at some point in time while you're still here, we will have beaver. We'll do beaver burgers.
Awesome. I want to catch one. I want you to teach me how to
Oh,
trap one.
that's my
All right,
favorite.
December 1st.
That's my
That-
Is
favorite.
it cold?
For you from Texas, probably.
Yeah, but not super bad.
All right. Cool.
Not too bad. And you wear a lot of times. I mean,
Need to get some insulated chest waders though, because we're going that beaver swamp I showed you. We're gonna be in it.
that's fun. I love trapping in
What's
the
a
water.
beaver? What?
Beaver swamp.
The beaver swamp. That I
No,
showed you.
you said the
the,
word.
the
Chest
chest
waders.
waders.
Okay.
The stuff that you like. A lot of duck hunters wear them.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, we that's the truth. Southern Blessed Homestead.
What do you say?
They do use beaver booty
Yes,
for flavoring,
but
artificial flavoring.
beaver is
Michelle P. What's going on, Michelle P?
is
Yeah, casters.
It's better for you than the grass-fed beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for you than venison, buffalo, a lot of that.
Better than Venice?
Yeah.
It has more of the concentrate of the vitamins, like vitamin B, and a beaver is a vegetarian. He basically
He's a vegan.
I'm eating a vegan.
He eats basically you got the bark layer and then you got the
I think it's called the xylem, maybe.
no, I think it's with a C. But anyway, the next layer up underneath
in
the bark.
between the bark and the actual like the tree part, that little in between.
He pulls it off like a fruit roll up, and that's what he eats.
Yeah, okay.
And
So they're very but yummy. I don't know. Cambium
layer.
There it
There you
is.
go.
No.
Look at that, a fireman.
Now
that
you know he was on Google.
he Googled that thing.
He said Google.
There ain't no way that came from him.
What is?
Yeah, Castoreum can be labeled natural flavor. Yes, that's from the castor, from the beaver anatomy. I ain't no dummy, bruh.
Bruh.
At least he knows how to spell
Look at
it.
you just spilling the tea.
So, does anybody have any questions for Sydney?
Well,
Besides his wife grilling him on eating meat.
A lot of alcohol isn't actually vegetarian.
he needs to explain his channel name, because like I was saying, our girls were going back and forth about whether or not he's part of Naked and Afraid, and
Yeah, why aren't you naked? Hi, Amy.
and so
Those flies are driving me crazy.
you try being in here doing schoolwork, and then the girls come in and leave the door. I got girls that weigh 80 pounds, don't need but about that much to get in here, and
They open up the entire door.
open up the entire door. But if you could explain for everybody here tonight why the Naked Gardener.
All right, so it all started off because me and my wife were foodies, and she used to buy those herbs from the grocery store. She'll wind up putting in the refrigerator and not using them to go bad. And y'all know those are about $3 to $5. So I started to propagating the herbs, and they started taking off. Then we started going with seeds and wind up going to a container garden. And then the following year we did raised beds, and that went very well. And so we got to a point to where we were posting so much on Facebook that we decided to go towards the Instagram, so that way you're selective on who can, watch your stuff. That otherwise they can just scroll up or whatever like that.
Right.
And then one of our followers was like, you should do a tutorial on doing this, on putting it on YouTube and stuff like that. I don't know about that. I'm not really wanting to be in front of camera, and I know Mrs. Naked Garden was not wanting to be in front of camera. So I decided to think about it, and then I came up with the Naked Gardener. So I was like, hey, babe, what about we do a YouTube channel called The Naked Gardener? She's like, oh, no. I'm like, no, we're not going to be naked. I said, hear me out.
Yeah, I'm sure that, because I can just see that. No,
yeah,
not
so that
happening.
was like, she was like, no, not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Did you
like,
bump your head at work today?
and so I said, just go back, because we was going to church, and we heard the message about Adam and Eve, and then so I was like, I got the visual from the Adam and Eve when they was out in the Garden of Eden naked, because they didn't have the knowledge that they were naked, and they were just all going free willy-nilly until they got to the forbidden fruit. So since we don't know anything about gardening, and we're going to be basically doing all organic, no synthetic gardening, fertilizer, whatever like that into our bed, that's the reason why we came up with the Naked Garden. So after she said, okay, I can bless this. So we started our channel, and then it just kind of took it off from there. We just basically, we didn't want to do it for no fame. It's just basically a journey, a virtual diary for our children. So because her daughter graduated and was always asking us about different recipes and things of that nature, and then my daughter now graduated, and she's asking me how to cook certain foods and stuff. So it's kind of just a diary for when we're gone, and our kids and their kids can basically go back and say, this is how grandmother did this and all this other stuff. So it's just basically a virtual diary for us.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
We've started treating our channel that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of questions. There's a funny one. Do you grow figs? Because of the fig leaf. That was pretty funny.
First, I want to say, hey, Farmer Brad, and in about a week or 2 weeks, my video coming out will have your product in it that you gave us at the HOA.
Yeah. So we'll have that soon. Yeah, he's got a very cool product.
Yes.
Hey, Jerry and Todd from Reap What You Sow.
Bree asked, where's the Naked Gardener from now?
I'm originally from Texas, born and partially raised. I guess you can say mostly raised. Out of North Texas, our hardiness zone is zone 8A. What's your hardiness zone here?
7B and 8A.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Very close.
Smoking reptile.
Tell him about the brontosaurus. No, he's a vegan. We can't tell him about that.
Brontosaurus?
Oh, yes. Jason has this. So have you ever heard of a turducken?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's a spin on a turducken.
It's a man's version of a turducken.
I can't even, my eye's starting to twitch now.
Okay, so you take a squirrel and you put it in a rabbit. And then you take the rabbit and you put it in a groundhog.
How big is a groundhog?
Hold on. It gets better.
And you take the groundhog, put it in a beaver. Then you take the beaver. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? You take the beaver and you put it in a deer. Take the deer, put it. I'm not done. You got a minute. You might want to take a drink. Take the deer. You put it in a caribou. You take the caribou.
Wait. What is a caribou?
Like
a reindeer.
Okay.
You forgot. No, he said the rabbit.
Yeah. Then you take the caribou, you put it inside of an elk. Then take the elk, put it inside of a moose. Then take the moose, put it inside of a buffalo inside of an elephant, and then an elephant inside of a brontosaurus.
I'm getting the meat sweat just hearing that. You've actually done this? Oh, I'm about to say. Oh, God. You eat off of that for years.
It would take you a year to cook it.
For real.
That's
Oh, my
just
goodness.
my husband being funny about stepping
Look,
back
see,
in
look at my
time.
wife.
To,
Get her. Get
I
her off
tried
of it.
brontosaurus.
I bet
life
you would,
goals.
carnivore. Meat devil.
Just got in from the Stivers Harvest celebration. It was awesome. It's cool.
The only problem is you would have to have a pit,
Yeah.
probably about the size of Central Park.
Basically, for all
Your
of that.
smoker isn't that big. You lost me at caribou.
Hey, Rachel from Garden for Cheap.
You would have to put end result in a smoker for 30 days straight. Yep. Yeah.
At least.
Your turducken will be an ostrich this Thanksgiving. Yes.
Now see,
No.
you could take a quail, put it inside a dove, put it inside a pigeon.
I'm not eating pigeon.
Well, then don't go to Marine Corps boot camp. Put it inside a chicken, inside a duck, inside a goose, inside a turkey, inside an emu, then inside an ostrich.
No.
That'd be weird looking.
But the flavor.
He's like, I've heard this so many times. Like, you have no idea.
Do eat vegan? No, that's
That
another.
would be a pescatarian.
Yeah, pescatarian.
I know these things, see?
What?
I'm an equal opportunity. The albatross. Oh, and the rhea. That's right. The rhea. Yeah.
What is the albatross and the rhea?
So, albatross is a bird. Rhea is a bird, but the rhea is in between. And yes, I do know this. So you have the emu, the rhea, and then the ostrich in size. The rhea is from South America, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. My son used to, like, his favorite thing to do was to go to the zoo all the time. So, you know, they put out those beautiful little cards with all the information, and so, of course, you had to read all of those. So, you'd have, like, an emu. Actually, I think the rhea is the smallest, and then it's the emu, and then it's the ostrich. How about a dodo bird?
They're not around anymore, doofus. Stupid head.
That would be bad because we'd have to take you and shove you up somebody else. I'm sorry.
In the UK, we need
I was
a
calling him a
wildlife
dodo.
license and mass offense to keep emu. Oh wow.
Wow. Huh. But not that. Yeah. Or a puffin. There you go.
There you go.
You ate them all.
The coyote and the bear.
Let's see. I have a new neighbor.
Yes. We love one.
And his bull got out.
Oh,
and
gosh.
he has a Brangus. This thing was beautiful. It was about 2,500, 3,000 pound bull.
So for those who don't know what a Brangus is, that's a Brahma bull with a Black Angus. So mixed. So it's big like a Brahma bull with the hump, but he's all black and the meat is supposed to be amazing. So he's huge, but then the meat quality is really good.
He was massive.
Can you dress the dodo bird in striped pants? We've seen a few at the Georgia what's it called game.
Yeah, we did see that.
And he come rolling up right up there, and so I called Mr. Adams, who I was telling you about, and him and his farmhand came over, and we tracked it down, and they called people that they knew that raised cows, and nobody could find who's the owner of this cow. And they said, put it on. You found him. Put him back there with your cows.
Put him back there with your cows for
Because
right now.
after 5 days, you get to charge him basically boarding. After 30 days, he's yours. And now look, I'm a very giving person. I fear the Lord, and I try to live my life the way God wants me to, but I will be an honest man and say that the moment that they told me that after they left, I was like, Lord, please don't let nobody show up for this board. Because this is a bloodline that I really would like to have, Lord. And so half the day went by, And the guy showed up.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Vietnamese gentleman from Boston that bought the chicken houses over there that his family talked into. Basically, take all your money, buy these chicken houses, and you're going to be rich. And
yeah, not
so
smart.
he knows zero about anything farm related.
The naked farmer.
Yeah, and so he was over. He came over here and he said, "I think you will have my bull." And I'm like,
And he sounds just like that, actually.
and I'm like, I might, but you need to describe him because that's what everybody told me. Because I did the right thing. I put it out on our town Facebook thing. Hey, if you're missing it, this is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, but it's my bull. I said, you still need to describe it because if it's not your bull, well, think of it this way: if it is your bull,
and somebody
else beat you here 5 minutes ago, and I didn't have them describe it, now they left with your bull.
Right.
So and then he's like, he got a yellow tag number 13. I'm like, okay. And so we went back there, and him and I got to talking, and he's like,
hey, Homestead.
This farm work, hard work. You work every day, 10-hour plus days, and I'm like, yeah, it never
really stops.
Never really
yeah.
stops. And so
You hear that, babe?
and so he basically I say all of that to say, when we went all the way back there, that fence line, when I was telling you that big buck came down around that corner, that's his land.
Mm-hmm.
And I now have hunting and trapping rights to that wooded
property.
area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And because he cut my fence and then just took off. But I ain't holding that against him because that's prime real estate for deer hunting and trapping. But he asked me, and he told me, he goes, what do you trap? And I said, I told him, I said, everything, coyotes, foxes, will keep them away from your chicken house. Oh, can you eat a coyote? Like, here in America, most of the time, no, we don't.
You can't?
I mean, you could, but
but
it's
people?
It's a dog.
Most
Most people don't eat dog around here. Can I just say that smokehouse, though? I know, right?
And,
it is pretty nice.
And I said, but, if you want to try it, I'll catch one and bring it to you after I skin it. Oh, maybe. And I had to remind myself that in certain Asian cultures, canine is a delicacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's, they won't eat a cow.
Yeah.
But they'll eat a dog.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things.
But now one of the things that somebody said is, did you ask him if he could leave it there overnight? I don't think we had to because we think.
I don't know. It'd have been nice if him and Calf Pal got together. But I don't know.
Jason thinks she's already bred.
I think she's already bred. I think we may have to get rid of Delma. Either Delma's extremely picky about her men, or
she's not her mama apparently.
Yeah.
Because her mama just likes to. Yeah, Daisy is a hussy. She really is. So who is the guest? The guest is the Naked Gardener. He's on Facebook. Are you on Facebook as the Naked Gardener or no?
No.
Okay.
See, that's when we
that's why you went.
Yeah, well, we changed, and that was the reason why. Another reason I picked out the name, because it would have been like Homestead or something like that. And there's just so many channels named with the end of Homestead, so I wanted to be something to stand out and pop out and everything. So that was another reason why we went from, because our Facebook page is Holland's Harvest. That's where we started out with, from just doing all the herbs and garden things. And so when I got, when we got the idea of going YouTube, I was like, well, we need something catchy, something that's gonna wow people, or at least get a clickbait or something like that, because once they click on it, can't stop, because once you go naked, you're closed. So.
Oh my god. You heard it here, folks.
This live stream just went in a completely different direction because Homestead in the Highlands is here, and she's gonna run with that one.
Who?
Homestead in the Highlands. She is a really good friend of ours.
We love her.
From across the pond.
Yes.
She's in Scotland.
She's British.
But
cheers,
she
man.
lives in, yes,
But she lives in
Scotland.
And she is a hoot.
This morning I'm scrolling through my Instagram posts and I see a picture and she's bragging about how
See, right there, she probably
it
put
took me a while to watch any videos from Naked Gardener because I didn't want to see some naked 80-year-old pasty white British guy handling cucumbers.
I'm far from 80. I'm far from pale.
I don't know if you noticed, but he's not really white.
The color of the screen is not off. So.
But anyway,
You don't have to adjust your set.
She posted a picture. She was bragging about her sheep and how she had different breeds, and you could see them all there. The only problem is when I looked at the picture, the only thing I saw was sheep testicles. Because that's all it is. It's pictures of sheep testicles. Ew. So I had to send her a message this morning, and I was like, thank you for starting my day off in a very different direction. And of course, she didn't even think, like, shoot, that's not what her intention was. But when I looked at the picture, that was the first thing I saw. I'm like...
Pasty white.
Not just white, but pasty white, yeah.
Far from that.
So, but
He's also a veteran of the United States Air Force, right?
Best branch of the service.
Oh.
Don't give me some peanuts, man. Don't give me some peanuts.
The chair force.
Come on, no, but, Air Force. We aim high, but we shoot really low.
That's our pilots. We don't care about that.
I knew I liked him.
It's hard. I always tell my wife. She was like, "How do people like you?" I was like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?"
You not realize what you lay next to? Wanderlust is also
Air Force.
All right, I'm all right.
He's also a Zoomie.
Those were fighting words. Teacher's pet of all forces. Yeah,
I'll take that.
The Air Force makes the coffee.
I'll take that even better.
You're smart enough to get in. Oh, wow.
I just stirred some more trouble.
He said he even signed beautiful. Have you seen this? My grandfather and my father were both Air Force, so I can't knock the Air Force at all. So
no, I didn't know anything about the Air Force. I thought all of them just flew planes because my dad, he did 26 years in the Army. And I swore to life that I would never join any branch of military because I saw how the military, he was an MP, he was always away from the house and stuff. And my mom basically took care of us. She had small end jobs. She would either do clean the quarters or just different odds end jobs to bring a second income and everything. And so I had graduated ITT. I was drawing houses for about 2 years, and then my ex-wife had told me that she was pregnant, so I was like, oh, I know how expensive kids were, so I decided to join the Air Force. Well, first I was going to join the Army, and my dad said, no, you got a degree, you got to be a family man, go Air Force. I was like, I don't know how to fly any planes and stuff like that. He said, oh, there's different than just that. So I went to go see the recruiter and decided to join. They gave me a little nice spiel, and I decided to join and did 14 and a half years in there.
You were an officer now, right?
No, I didn't go up that way. That's a long story. I don't have any bachelor's degree. I have so many associate's degree, master, what are they called? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. Let's see.
I retired Air Force, Nudo Acres.
Nudo Acres.
Yeah.
Nudo Acres.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your service. Our daughter, Air Force, son, Marine, and we were Army. Pomonia Ponderosa.
Now,
Ponderosa.
the weekend of November the 10th and the 11th, are you going to be in Texas that weekend, or are you going to be here?
That would be next weekend.
I'm supposed to be flying. I'm supposed to be flying out to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least be in the chat box. We try to always do a special live stream on the Marine Corps birthday, and we celebrate Marine Corps birthday.
The Marine Corps birthday is going to be Sunday, and then Veterans Day is Monday.
So
this
that Saturday is going to be our special live stream where we.
For us, it's just going to be gearing up until Sunday, because you know how that goes here.
What do you mean?
Marine Corps birthday is on Sunday.
Right.
So Saturday night for our live stream, it'll be the gear up to get to Marine Corps birthday. Some of you that have been here with us for a really long time.
We need to bring up old stuff.
No, all about Marine Corps birthday here.
We need to bring up old stuff.
What is that date again? the 10th and the 11th. Our son is at the ball tonight. Oh, that's cool. So they're doing it this weekend.
Well, because it. Well, look, it really depends. Well, it depends on the units and stuff, because everybody can't celebrate
all the same day. Yeah.
Like once November, like especially around with the embassies. Once November gets here, they start having balls, and then what happens on embassy duty is they'll divide it. One half of this embassy will come and babysit this embassy while they're having their Marine Corps ball. They'll run with a very
skeleton crew, right?
And they'll start dividing up embassies where they'll dance everybody around, and then they have their balls. Some of the best Marine Corps balls ever was on embassy duty.
Oh, I'm sure.
Then you have a lot of politicians and stuff show up, and I mean, because you're there with ambassadors and senators, secretaries of state, presidents, and so they're really
jam up. Yeah, I bet they're pretty good.
Sounds pretty cool.
But it's the same way in the fleet. 8th Com Battalion, the Fleet Marine Corps.
No, when is Fleet Week?
Fleet Week.
Yeah, there's a Fleet Week. Sorry, it must be Navy.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Department of the Navy, you might know. Love you, honey.
Don't even touch me. But, and so, because there's so, like at Lejeune, there's only so many places that you can have the ball. And so you can't, 8th Com can't go have their ball the same time Headquarters Battalion is, or whatever. And,
so they have to bounce it around.
So they got to bounce it around. So.
Gotcha. Okay, he'll be here 8th through the 11th, and I'm there November 27th through the December 2nd. Yeah.
I already told him that.
Yep.
Kick her off.
Around Memorial Day.
Mods, do your job.
We have Fleet Week in June here in Portland, Rose Festival season. Maybe men love it. I bet.
I'm not touching.
Why is that?
Not touching that one.
Literally, not touching that one.
Sorry, I would love to watch with Signal's bad.
Oh.
That's all right, Mark.
Where's she at?
They're right across the...
We're going to
right
their
across
place
the river.
next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Next
right.
Sunday,
We got to go there next weekend.
We're going to go visit his place. And he was one of the guys that came down and helped us in the beginning of the smokehouse.
Smokehouse.
Okay.
And he helped us get everything squared up and leveled out.
And always safe.
Always
hard
safe.
hat.
He was our safety supervisor with his wife.
He brought his white hard hat out.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah. No, he's a nice guy.
He's the
love
great
him
people.
And his wife.
Great people.
When I had my car accident, they came over and brought food and brought me comfrey and it was all kinds of really cool. Yeah.
It's SID, Anna. We're not kicking Tori off. Yeah, you could kick her off.
Behave yourself.
Kick her off. Everybody chant, kick her off. Kick her off.
No, ain't happening.
No, damn it.
So.
Not after the stories that you told about how she treats you when you're making a video.
Oh my God.
You're messing with that woman.
Oh.
So, what was your job in the Air Force?
I was a structures troop. I did the first time ever picking up a. They're getting naked on me. I was the first time ever picking up a hammer ever in my life, and I learned a lot. I did some carpentry, masonry, welding, sheet metal fabrication, a little bit of concrete, and so basically, if I had the right tools, and could build stuff like our house. When we separated from the Air Force from Montana, we bought our house and it was just a total wreck. They were the owner of the house was leasing the house for about 5 years to this couple. It was a 3-bedroom house, and they had probably like 5 people in there, probably like 4 kids in there and 3 dogs. The what?
No.
Oh. I don't have to go home. And so,
Wow.
it had carpet throughout the house, and my wife and my son, they have real bad allergies. So we basically ripped up the carpet throughout the house and put hardwood floors. Mm-hmm. We scraped off all the popcorn ceiling off.
Oh, I hate popcorn.
I know, it was so 80s. And then I was trying to, in our kitchen, they had wallpaper on there. So we tried to peel the wallpaper off. We noticed they had wallpaper on top of wallpaper. They put 3 coats of paint on there. So I was like, you know what? I just did the kilt on there, and then I just textured the wall. I was like, I'm not going to deal with this because it was just crazy. Yeah. And then right when we finished renovating our house got hit, or area got hit with a tornado. While we were watching Star Wars back in 2015. It was crazy. It was like, oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Your house was...
Well, it wasn't hit. Our neighborhood was hit. The tornado lifted up the roof, and then it didn't sit the roof right back on the top plate. So from the kitchen, you could literally see outside.
Your house.
Our house.
You're sitting in the living room
watching Star Wars.
Well, no, we were in the. We went to the movies about 15 minutes
you were
away.
Watching Star Wars.
Yeah, we had the movie.
Come back and you're.
And it was crazy because that whole year we was getting these Amber Alert because we had bad rainy season that year, and we was getting Amber Alerts of flood this, flood that. And so during the movies, before the movie started, you hear everyone's phone just
the emergency alert.
Yeah, and so we're like, everybody left. So about midway through the movie, this lady gets up. Hello? What? Our house got hit with it? Hey, we got to go. Our house is with it. We're like, what the hell? Shut up, lady. We trying to watch the movie. And so when we leave the theater, we got detoured. And remember, I said it's like 15 minutes away. It literally took us probably like 2.5 hours just to get home because we had to reroute. And then they blocked it off where our house was at. And so we parked at this church and walked through it was me, my kid, my son and daughter, and my wife. And we had to walk on foot to go to the house. And it was rainy and stuff like that. It was just a light drizzle. Mm-hmm. And we were going through the neighborhood. And as soon as we turned the corner, we saw our neighborhood. It looked like a dinosaur just went through that neighborhood. We was like, oh my goodness. And as we was getting closer to the house, my daughter just started boo-hoo crying and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, our house is like every house that we went to was getting worse and worse and worse.
The house is gonna be gone.
Oh, we get to our house and our house is fine. We was like, oh, that's
Praise
crazy.
the Lord.
Yeah, so we had a tree in our house, and it was fun because that morning our neighbor, they were Cuban, and I guess they got a new car and stuff, so he was outside that morning just washing it and stuff like that. We get to our house, the cars in the house and there, and our tree done fell over on their house and stuff, and our house is just like we're like, oh, it looks pretty good. And I was like, oh, it looked like the wind had knocked the door open. So we get closer to the house. Oh, the door's not here anymore. And so it's like it's like the wind just pushed everything towards the office space and everything. And then I was like, oh, man. And so my son, I'm kind of mad at myself for this, but my son was like, because we had got all their Christmas presents and stuff like that, and was like, all right, let's just grab out whatever we can get and stuff like that. He was like, well, I want my toy. I was like, leave that toy stuff alone and stuff like that. And I'll go to my PlayStation and start wrapping up my cores, making sure I at least had all that and stuff. But it was such for like 2 weeks, we couldn't even go into the neighborhood because people were looting and all this other stuff. And so you had to show proof that you had to go into the neighbor or that your residence was in there and everything before you can go in and everything. When we got there, it just smelled horrible. Yeah, so it was like bad. It took almost 9 months for them to redo the whole house, and well, not the whole house, but the exterior. We had to get all the refloors done, and then since the water was coming in, they redid all the electrical cable and all that other stuff.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
yeah. The
Yikes.
sad part is I work in the Air Force now. Power production. Ooh, Power Pro. Go.
Oh. Yikes.
Wow.
No dough, yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, at least you were there and not at home.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I didn't want to come back to Texas, but the wife wanted to come back to Texas, be with family and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to go to Houston. She was like, no, they got hurricanes there, but now our area got hit with 2 tornadoes. And I'm like, no hurricanes in Houston.
Because when you first said that, I could see you sitting in your living room and be like, this new surround sound system's pretty good there, honey. That Millennium Falcon seems like it's right here.
I can only imagine. Hello, Nathan. What's
Samson's
up?
Farms.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, we're right at 9 o'clock. Is GDP going on? Ooh,
Yeah, GDP, are you going on at
I don't know if
9?
he's still here.
Oh,
I
have we been
don't
on
know.
that long?
Yep.
Yeah, it flies by.
Whenever you're having a good time.
And our numbers are very low tonight.
Yeah.
I think everybody partied out at the...
Well, and a lot of
They're probably
people
at
are
the
watching.
starter.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of people that said they're already home from it. So
Oh, okay.
Nathan's a cheater. He is salty about that.
What? 8 devices.
Thursday night.
Thursday night is when that channel, the whiny poo-poo channel,
Oh my goodness.
who dressed up like he got lost in a time warp where he was half colonial, half MC Hammer. When he made that comment about if we get 100 people in here, he was going to dance like MC Hammer. And so he says Samson's Farm cheated because he put in 8.
He had 8 different
He had
devices,
8 different devices
that logged
on.
in.
And I hated to inform him, but he, not only did it break 100, but he got up to like 113. So if you take those 8 devices
You
away,
still lost.
He's
you still lost.
yeah.
You were still dancing.
No, Kathleen, our house did not get hit by I think it was last week's tornadoes in Dallas area. So that was another big scare because the Mrs. Naked Gardener was here in Georgia with me. She was flying back the next day, and we was like, oh my goodness. It was like, hopefully nothing ever.
Thank you, Sub, for letting me know. Appreciate it. People were watching on every device in their home. Yeah. Yeah, they were like, they had every TV, phone, computer. Dad, Christian.
So.
Oh my
Okay, so is there any questions for the clothed naked gardener tonight? Because it's been we've had a very wonderful time tonight. I'm glad you came down and visited with us. We're looking forward to meeting Mrs. Naked Gardener.
Oh, it was a blessing. I'm glad I get to see it before her, this whole area.
Why?
I mean, I like to brag, sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
And yeah, that's all he was saying when we were walking around back there. Oh, she's gonna be so mad.
Oh,
She's gonna be so mad.
see all this land and all these animals.
Country Homestead Preacher, how's it going?
What's up?
Honey Hollow Homestead, how you doing?
He's selfish.
Y'all gonna
Is this
fit
a-
in great.
Is this
here
a
on
face that
Thanksgiving.
would be selfish?
Oh, wow. Sorry, we're so late. It's okay. At least you showed up. Praying for you, Sydney.
Pray for me.
And it's with an I.
She's doing that on purpose now. Tracy.
Leap of Faith Homestead. Hey,
Tracy
how's it
Mike.
going?
Heirloom. John and Angela.
I was about to say, so in all your nakedness,
No.
in Off Grid with
I know.
Oh.
I can't stop. I'm sorry, Doug. It's
Doug
killing
and
me.
Stacy, what's going on?
I'm telling you, we were talking tonight, you and I,
Mm-hmm.
about the different conferences. That's one you need to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a good one.
it's pretty much a straight shot
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
It's
kind of. It's
the
kinda
riverboat cruise.
was
You
awesome.
have to do it. When
Yeah.
you
I
go
saw. I
there.
was.
You have to do it.
Oh.
Um,
Next year we're definitely going to try to hit more events. This year was just now that we're true empty nesters, we can go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you gotta do his, and you gotta do HOA.
Yeah, those two.
Those two are a must. Every homesteader has to hit either one of those. I think you should do the Shindig and the Bayou Bash also.
Because they're somewhat close.
Bayou Bash is really kind of close to you. That's going to be in Louisiana. That one's in
That one, yeah.
in June. We're going to be at that one because we're a keynote there for that one, and then the Shindig. Shindig is a must also. The Shindig is going to have something really cool this year.
They come back, trust me. She's talking about when you empty nest.
No. No.
So
We love kicking kids out.
Heirloom Permaculture said we did a live while driving today, inspired by Big Bear. What did that channel call it?
Chris?
Was it Chris?
It was
Oh
Chris.
yeah, it was Chris. It wasn't. What did he call it?
He called,
Big Bear.
what did he call it?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
he was making fun of us too, saying, "I'm just doing a big bear."
I don't know.
Lot.
See, there's at the Stivers event after party.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and it's right here.
Yes, Shindig 2020 or bust.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Because both of those are real close to y'all.
Mhm.
The Shindig's in Arkansas. The Bayou Bash is in Louisiana.
yeah, not too far, but we
See, we're really good at kicking kids out. See? Keep her in now.
If you guys want to go to the Homesteading Live conference, we could probably share a.
we get a
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Oh, yeah?
Those
Yeah.
are the only ways to go. They're basically it's an entire house. We share. Last year at the HOA, we shared one with Jess and Jeremiah, and we're doing it again
This
in
year
2020.
we've already.
It's the same one,
Yeah.
and it has to be. And look, I'm not even worried about hurting other Airbnbs that we stayed at their feelings because this one was awesome.
Yeah.
It's by far the best, and it wasn't even just the property; it's just the overall everything. Like, she met us there, she toured because the house was there was history oozing out of the walls. I mean, like it was just covered in history as far as because I mean you're right there in Virginia where all of the Revolutionary War took place. So I mean you're surrounded by it anyway.
Yeah.
And so the original house was a log cabin that was, you know,
The deeds of the land went back to like
17 something.
36
Yeah.
or
Oh, wow.
34.
Yeah.
The deed on the house went back to the
1800s,
18
early 1800s.
1804
Yeah.
or something like that. They found medical textbooks from
One of the owners of the house was a doctor.
and they found his old school books
Yeah.
up in the attic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got an old Webster's dictionary. That Mamma Jamma was probably
It was, yeah.
You
it
know
was
the one that
crazy.
your grandmama had. Every time you
Yeah.
has to spell a word, she'd look it up. And
Like, go find it. I can't find it. If I find it, I'm getting you a whooping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It had its own podium like the preacher had. Big old dictionary right there.
Yep.
Weighed like 30 pounds.
Yeah. But
Took you
so,
15 minutes to get from A to B.
So that was the first part of it. But then the second part was every amenity that you would think of in a 5-star hotel was in this house. There was in each bathroom there was extra razors, shaving cream, toothbrushes, toothpaste in case you didn't have it.
Yeah.
There's high dollar shampoos, conditioners, body washes, everything. You know, everything that you needed, they had. And then they had Keurig with a bunch of different coffees.
Yeah.
They, you know, she had cream already in the fridge in case we wanted. I mean, like...
The only downside to that house, because you can relate, because you're a big dude like me, And I would, matter of fact, Doug, I want you to come
Oh
over
my
to that
gosh.
house next
Yeah,
year.
now that would be funny.
That would be funny. All of the stairways were tiny.
Oh.
Except for the one right in the front of the house where you could tell that they extended it. But most of the one right there at the kitchen, that there was a debate whether or not it was the because back in those style houses when they had the slaves, they had that one stairway for them that went, you know, and this one went up like that, but it was like that wide.
Yeah, it was really small and very steep.
I was turning sideways and I was like, this is not a fat man staircase.
No. Look at Suburban says, my friend owns a house with notes still written on the walls from Civil War soldiers, both North and South. It was a mansion used for a hospital. That's really cool. Yeah. So you know what we're talking about. Like, it was just covered in history. You could just, you know, they had a downstairs that they had turned kind of into a man cave, and there was a lot of really cool stories.
Yeah, and the downstairs that you could tell that's where the one, because the history with the house is that they owned seven slaves. She freed six, and the one that she kept behind, and she freed
kept
her,
it
but she paid her like $50 a year, and she put it in her will that whoever got the house had to hire her and continue paying her that or more, because from the understanding of it was the lady of the house had a friendship with this lady
and didn't want to leave her behind,
right? And the lady of the house ended up starting getting sick. Well, she took care of her. They were like best friends, and so that was.
And she didn't really want her. She was elderly, and she didn't want her to be left behind and not have anything to show for it. So she left it in her will. So that was really cool to see that, because that you don't hear those stories. You know, you don't ever hear about anything like that. So my size staircase, yeah, April, you would have been okay, and not one surface in that entire house is straight.
No, you would lose your mind. It was great watching Jeremiah, because Jeremiah's like he's
everything's got to be square.
Everything's got to be square. Everything's got to be. He's kind of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And he went into the one bathroom and he was using. He must have been dropping a deuce, because that was the only way you could have seen it. But or he was doing it when he was coming out, and all you heard him. All I heard, because I was walking by, all I heard was he looked up at the door, and it was like this wide on this end, but then when you got down to the other end, it was like
whoa.
Yeah.
The floor, when you go down the stairs, you look at the floor goes like this. Like the whole house.
After he came out, and I was like, you all right? And he's like, the door's not square.
Yeah, my wife gets mad at me. Well, not really mad at me. She always, because every time we go into a building, I'm always looking at the details. I'm like, oh, that's bad. I can't believe they let that go through and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, but this house is definitely like the stairway is like, you could see it. If you're standing and looking at the stairway is kind of cockeyed just a little bit. If you go down into the kitchen, like, you can look from the hallway and look down, and the stairs kind of like,
but
it's crazy.
For the foundation being 1800s,
yeah,
you can't complain.
Yeah,
they said with the log cabin part of it, they had to take it all the way down to the original like foundation, because build it back up.
He said that they would just touch a wall and it would crumble.
Oh, wow.
The other really cool thing, which we're really excited to be able to go back and see the progress they've made, because they're still working on stuff. There's actually an ice house in the back. Yeah. Where it's dug down, what'd she say, 25 feet or 30
25,
feet?
30 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And, and so they're going to renovate that and make it kind of like an entertaining kind of thing. You'll never let that go. You love me, Jason. Joanne's. Jason.
So I gotta hear the story.
Okay.
Joanne's.
When we grew up, right, every bathroom had a light switch, right? Well, all of a sudden now, everybody wants to put these motion lights in motion switches, right? So Robin had to go to Joann's, and we can't just go to Joann's, get the yarn that we need, because yarn is yarn. Just grab some yarn and let's go. Can't do that. She's worse at Joann's than I am in a tool section or in Bass Pro Shops.
I'm like petting everything. Like everything's gonna go up against.
Colors.
Well,
so
I had too much coffee there. I'm not gonna lie, I had Taco Bell.
Oh wow, double whammy.
Yeah.
He's sitting where the patterns are, just
Flipping, and all of a sudden, you feel it in your stomach, and I'm like,
bathroom.
come on.
Where's the bathroom?
And then it hit me, bow, and it's like, I gotta go. Went to the bathroom. Well, I was in there taking care of my business, and I was just sitting there on Facebook on my phone, blowing it up.
On Facebook.
I was treating that commode like it was Hiroshima, okay? And all of a sudden, it went dark.
Lights turned off on it.
And I'm like, I know I'm not been in here that long, and they done locked the store down. And I'm like, oh, it's got to be a motion light. So I'm sitting on the toilet, and I'm like,
Oh my god.
and the light's not coming on. So I'm like, okay, and I start patting the wall trying to find where the toilet paper was. And I can't find the paper. And so I'm like, oh, I do not want to have to stand up and try to get the light to come back on. I'm like throwing my phone up in the air, turning the flashlight on, looking for where the motion thing is, found the toilet paper, reached, and what's up with Joann's? Most everybody got the toilet paper right here. No, you got to practice yoga at Joann's. They got that puppy all the way out here. So I'm like reaching and like this, and I reach and I come up like this a little bit, and the light came on. I'm like, this is not a pressure sensor with the toilet seat.
And then the water, then the toilet flushed. She got up off the toilet and he got sprayed with the toilet water.
It went from being a toilet to a bidet.
This is a situation Mr.
Don't pay
NG
no
would
attention.
find himself in.
Don't pay no attention.
That's
to
why I
her.
was laughing, because he's like, that happened to me. I just never told anybody about it.
And I would never tell anybody if it did happen. Now, shit.
The worst one ever. Do you guys have crystals in Texas?
White Castle.
I think we have one few White Castle, but it's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're more or on this side of the world.
I used to be part owner in a production company. And
Oh, God.
we got the contract with the Georgia Trappers Association to go down and film one of their competitions.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went down there just to film all the setups, and they were putting together an educational DVD. So Blaze went with me, and we went down there, and did a whole day filming, and we got so tied up in the filming, we forgot to eat. So we started coming home. It was because it was in South Georgia, so it was a good 6-7 hour ride. And
No.
okay, the time doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And so
It was a few hours. It was a
I
long
told
time.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So I looked at Blaze and said, we forgot to eat. I said, boom. So we pulled in to Crystals. And we ordered 2 of the big boxes. It's like
24 crystals.
24 crystals per box.
Oh, wow.
And was like 15 minutes down the road, we already had 1 box gone.
Tearing up
We
these
were
little
tearing
crystal
them up.
burgers. Like, they're only like that
Yeah,
big.
they're
Yeah,
smaller than this.
Yeah.
And so we're going along. About 15 minutes later, hence the reason why they get called gut grenades. My stomach started going. And so we pulled into a McDonald's. I said, and we used to have an old Dodge, and it was when Blaze was learning how to drive. Well, he was in the back there playing around and busted out one of the windows. And so we ghettoed it. We put a whole bunch of duct tape up there. It was black Gorilla Tape, so that way it matched the door. It looked like it was just a big tinted window.
Right.
And I said, okay, look, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go to the bathroom first. And then I'll come out, tag, you go in and go. He's like, yes, sir. Right? Well, I got this thing with public restrooms. I will not touch
the handle.
The handle.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. So
He always uses his foot.
I'm doing my business. I get done with the paperwork. I stand up, pull up all my pants and everything, and I reach out there with my foot to hit the hand, the little knob that sticks out on my, and the whole back fell off. And water went up to the thing. And I'm not lying when I say this. I'm not making this up as an exaggeration to make the story funny. I heard Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he went, run, Luke. And so I took off out of the place, and Blaze started getting out of the truck. I'm like, get back in the truck. Get back in the truck.
He's like, what? He's like, I'll tell you in a minute. Get in the truck.
So we go up the interstate.
Oh my God.
We're going up the interstate. And Blaze is like, you want to tell me what's going on? I told him. He started laughing at me. He's like, you really need to find a place for me now because I have laughed so hard. I'm about to blow it up in the truck.
About to make a mess.
Yeah.
Don't give Apollo any crystals. We'll do that when you come to visit next time.
I heard about that one.
Lone Star's here?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, he was saying that now he knows where your inspiration for your Facebook posts come from when you're on the toilet. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that is it. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes. Look, at HOA, you know, VW Family Farmers interviewing us, and she's like, "So what was the last? Whose video was the last one that you watched?"
Your
and
last
like,
YouTube video.
I was like, "Yours," and she's like, "Whatever."
Nuh-uh.
And I said, "You really want to know the story? Because it was this morning, and I was pooping."
And Ben is dying. Ben's like, Ben knew. He's like, that's when I watch a lot of my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh.
All you guys watch YouTube when you're pooping. What else are we supposed to do?
Is that Jason's thinking spot? Sometimes.
A lot of great ideas come out. That's what they're saying.
So many jokes. So many jokes. So tomorrow, what have we got planned for tomorrow? We're going to film.
Yep. A couple of videos.
Yep. We got.
Okay, so you guys were supposed to have a cooking video this last week, and it was going to be London broil. They filmed it. What was it?
Well, we were cooking a London broil,
Right.
yes, but we were doing Mongolian beef. It was really good.
Right. And
Very
so we had a huge debacle. The Carol had a meltdown
Yes, in the middle of us filming.
in the middle of us filming.
She come running inside while we were filming.
Full drama queen meltdown.
Because we had chicks out.
Yeah.
That she couldn't handle on her own, apparently.
And so they turned off everything.
Well, we thought we turned everything off.
Yeah.
What happened is we let it run, and we went outside and moved all of the chicks, and then we came back in, and I guess my son thought that he had turned it off. When he went to push the button to turn it back on, he was actually turning the recorder off. So
The audio recorder, because we don't have lapel mics that are worth anything, so we take the shotgun mic, put it up, and then I have
lapel.
I have this.
Yeah, we have the
audio recorder.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Then we have to sync it
then
up.
I got to sync it up.
Yeah.
We didn't have any audio for the next 2 or 3 scenes.
Yeah. So
So
that
why
there
you
was
didn't
no
get-
way to salvage that one. So we're going to do. Are we doing skillet? Yeah. Okay.
We better be doing skillet. Skillet mac and cheese.
Yummy.
I can make a vegan skillet mac and cheese.
How would you do that?
Easy. Vegan cheese.
What's vegan cheese made out of?
Cashews.
Cashews. I'm mad at you.
And so am I, because I still
And
don't
I
have
guess
my...
I
I'm
will
still
be
on
too.
MIT.
Where's our tea?
Yeah,
That's
where's
not
our
what
tea?
Smoke something.
Hey, wait.
Oh, look at that. Make Mongolian beef again next week. We may do that.
Thank you.
It is fantastic. It's a great recipe. And there's a couple of tricks in there that I like to be able to share with people because it's stuff that I didn't know until I don't know about y'all, but like whenever I go to find a recipe, I really am not like the vlog kind of person, like read a vlog about a recipe. Like I just want the recipe. Like I don't want a blog, whatever. So I got it. Done.
Well, you're not reading a video.
Anyway, so
talk to the hand.
He's
the
gonna
face
get
ain't here.
He's gonna get the fist in a minute. But so I know. Oh, so that's what we're gonna talk about real quick. So we got our pipes. I know you want to tell everybody. So we got our pipes.
Squirrel.
And we got.
There are times that I sit over here and I'm like, how did we just get here? We were just talking about vegan cheese. So she went vegan cheese to Velveeta to this to Skillet Mac to
No.
cooking.
So Sub said Taco Pop Tarts because that's the thing everybody is still waiting for me to make. Right before I was doing a bunch of cooking videos, and
that's how you got there.
yes. So
See,
I was
sometimes it's like an Olympic sport.
So like I was doing cooking videos very regularly.
And I'll tell you how we get there. Okay, cooking videos to the orifices for the new the oven that was gifted to us. So the orifices came in. Well, so did our pipes for our wood burning stove.
That's gotcha. Now I'm
So
Okay.
we got our pipes in for our wood burning stove plus the chimney kit plus Wayne's
the chimney
Country.
kit's not really here.
Right. So Wayne's Country Living is a good friend of ours as well, and he helped.
We're his only friend.
He helped Jason find our orifices for the oven and the stovetop for our stove. So hopefully by Thanksgiving we will have everything running. We'll have heat and we'll have a functioning oven, so I'll be able to make pumpkin rolls and.
Have you ever put in one of those wood burning stoves?
I have not.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'm
fun.
a little nervous about putting
I'm not. I think we're good. The box.
the sliding thing for the chimney up at the top.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, see, all of my peeps had no problem following me. They know exactly how I got there.
No Velveeta
With
tears
no-
out my gut.
with no problem. Hey, Amy, what's up?
Hey, Amy. I don't know who you are, but hey.
Look, there you go.
Okay, cool.
Mark,
You're
we need
coming.
you to come over. Yeah. But,
Test run.
so, yeah, so we've got everything. So I'm really excited about that. We've had a couple of 36-degree nights, and, you know, I do crochet, and we have a lot of blankets in the house, but it's going to be nice when it's nice and warm in the house. So, I don't know who you are either, but hi, this is the Naked Gardener with clothes.
I'm only naked under my clothes.
There you go. My husband says, raise your hand when you change the subject, please. I cannot keep up. That's awesome.
I'm going to use that one.
So, back to...
That's about to be a rule.
So, you made a face when you heard Taco Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So,
let's see if we can make it even crazier. Watermelon pork tacos.
A what?
oh my God. Oh, watermelon
That'll make you turn
pork
from your
tacos.
vegan ways. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
you like pork, so you would be all over it. But
Hey,
yeah.
Fairy Tale Creations.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, what is...
Taco Pop Tarts?
Yeah.
So you basically make all of the filling that you need for tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take the pastries that you would use to make a Pop-Tart. And you put all of the stuffing in there. And then you put the pastry on and you fork. And then you take all of your toppings and stuff and put it on the top. It's actually really good. And I bet you could make a vegan version of that. Some beans and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really good.
Fried beans.
There you go.
some
Yeah.
Pico de gallo.
Yep. All
And
that.
some vegan shredded cheese.
There you go.
And guac.
Okay,
Yes,
so
definitely guac.
here's
And I have a guac
On-
recipe. Oh my gosh. Just saying.
on the live right now. I'm gonna call you out and say, okay, I am overrun with eggplant out there on my bushes right now.
Done.
What can I do with it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a question
I
for
don't-
us. We struggled with this year because we like eggplant parmesan, but there's only so much eggplant parmesan you can drink before or eat.
Gracias.
You can drink eggplant
eat. Yeah.
What's in
I
your
know.
tea?
So there's only so much eggplant
Now, I
parmesan.
heard, because we asked this
Hey,
question
Fairy Tale.
to some of our followers, too. and they was telling us baba
ganoush,
baba ganoush, eggplant parmesan, eggplant lasagna, and it was some.
I mean, you can do roasted. I mean, you could
Yeah,
roast it.
we just picked our first eggplant that the field mice did not eat.
Oh, that's here. Come around. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, and so we just fixed that, and the wife made this excellent roasted vegetable dish. Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm learning that roasted vegetables
Bring
are
one
like
out here.
the way to go.
Yeah,
Like,
last year we did I did a video on the best roasted vegetable, and it had parsnips, watermelon, radish. It had so much root vegetables basically in there, and it was just so good. Oh.
Yeah, we have a ton of dehydrated eggplant chips are pretty good. We can try that.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
So this year we did some of the Ichiban, whatever, the ones that are the long, narrow ones. And then we also did some of the white.
Yeah, why don't you tell him what you learned about those Japanese eggplant?
The Ichibans?
What about them?
When you grabbed them?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that they had the thorns on them.
Oh, they do?
Oh my gosh! So yeah,
You learned the hard way.
Boy, she screamed
I
like
went
a
to
scalded
grab
dog.
one to harvest it. Pull
So
it,
the
twist
eggplant itself has
No, on the
stem?
green part. That you got the and then you got the green part right up here. There's these big.
How did it go again?
And they are like super sharp. Like you go to grab one and you're, not good. So
somehow that was my fault, by the way.
Oh.
What does your shirt say? Garden so I don't choke people. Save a life. Send mulch.
And then my other shirt.
Yeah, his other shirt says. It says, "How many plants are too many plants?" Which we're not going to answer because it's not possible.
Oh my God, babe, you should see. I'm gonna send you a picture of their seed collection. Oh my Lanta.
I don't know if you should do that. You should have her experience it when she comes.
I'll take a picture of it, but you won't see it. I'll show it to you after you see it.
After you see it. But I'm telling you, and you'll be allowed to pick from the drawers. We'll just say that.
Oh, you're not gonna let him pick?
No. Yeah, of course he can pick if he
After
wants
you
to.
force-fed me meat.
That's it. Pried your mouth open. Dropped it down your gullet. Eggplant pizzas, that would be good too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still waiting. I know, I'm working on it. I've got everything in the house now to be able to send it off. And our problem is that I had people that said they were going to be at the conference and they weren't. And then I went back through trying to find people's addresses and it's just been a mess. So how many chickens or turkeys are too many?
We reached that number a long time ago.
I'm not done.
I am jealous of the turkeys.
I'm not done. I am already looking to next. I don't know about y'all, but in the past, I don't know how many people, a lot of people know this.
This is my scared face.
Last year, I was not as active in the planting. Like 2 years ago, I wasn't involved at all in the gardening part of it at all. Then last year, I got involved in the harvesting part of it. I would harvest and weed, but the planting part was mostly y'all. Well, when you were working at the post office, we would get up in the morning, we would weed and harvest. Jason would be at work, so that was my time to contribute. Well, this year, towards the end of the year, we started talking about our big plans for 2020. And we realized that, I realized that it wasn't going to be possible if I didn't really start to help out a lot. And so basically I started taking over seedlings and things like that. And so that's kind of where we're at now, is that I'm doing a lot more of the gardening aspect of it.
Go get a fly strip.
Yeah, we've got some. We'll get them.
So what is y'all plans for next year, the next 5 years from now?
Well, next year we can't share with you on camera.
We'll tell you afterwards. Maybe if you're worthy.
We're not worthy. No.
Yes, we will definitely grow those turkey craw beans next year.
Oh, will?
Yes.
But basically, we kind of have a 200-year plan.
Yeah, that's what everybody talks about.
You know, you made a comment to us that you watched the Forks Over Knives, and that was what kind of changed your thinking.
I got tricked
and started basically getting you to eat a more plant-based diet. Well, ours documentary was Food Incorporated.
That's another good one.
And then we watched
that scared me.
Food Matters.
And
then Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead.
Yes. Oh.
And River of Waste, which was very
I've never
painful
seen
to
that
watch. It's
That
just
was hard.
it was just about pigs and how the pigs, commercial pigs, there's the contamination into the water and all that. Just
Have you seen Rotten?
no.
Oh, don't watch it. Oh.
A lot of these, like when you start to
get educated,
Yeah.
and learn how broken our food system really is.
Yes.
And how it ties in with our healthcare system and how broken it is, because if you can't see it by now, I can't help you. But there is no money in healthy people. So all you have to do is watch TV and realize that the medications and stuff that they're coming out with, the list of
side
effects
are worse than what it's treating sometimes.
Yeah.
Take this pill for your acid reflux. Side effects may include you lose an elbow.
Then you gotta take pills for that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the most recent one? This one just blew my mind. They now have a secondary problem with people taking medication for bipolar and depression. And so it's now caused this secondary problem. So now you have to take a pill because you're taking a pill for something else.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what just woke up how, everybody's mad about these politicians. It's not politicians, it's the corporate world that's running this world.
Yes.
Running America, basically.
Right. Yeah, we are no longer we the people, we are we the corporation.
Yes.
Right. And when you start looking at all of the stuff that is broken, because it's all about
The money.
the money.
The dollar bill.
Right.
That's why they're coming up with these new and crazy laws that it's illegal to consume raw milk. It's illegal to harvest rainwater. It's
In Texas, you can't harvest rainwater.
yeah.
Are you serious? Holy cow.
Yeah. And
Not
so
supposed to.
you got just a good old boy. Anyway, you start really looking at the big picture when you step back and you can look at the entire forest.
Yep.
You have to ask yourself, at what point is enough? What can we do? Let me take a Robin and take a sidebar here.
Raising my
For a
hand.
second, our founding fathers, when they started this great nation, they knew that government started in the individual household. You can just leave that right here, son.
Okay, there's only one.
Okay, well, give it. That's all we got left.
Yeah, there's only one in that box.
All right, well, give it here. Give it to me, please. Thank you. They realized that's where government started. That we were a democratic republic, and that they wanted you to have the freedom to be able to do what basically to be happy, to do what you kind of wanted to do, as long as it wasn't like helter skelter.
Right.
And they set up the Constitution to fall in line with those things, so that way it was set to protect us from any tyrannical type of government. Well, we kind of sidestepped the Constitution 200 plus years later to where now corporate America is making the decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about the dollar,
Right.
and we don't have the freedoms that we had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Was what? Let's see, I'm 45, so about 30 years ago, 40 years ago, just about everybody had a garden in their backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
and we got away from that.
Yeah.
Well, now people are, you know, you have an HOA that rules
Oh,
your, you know,
yeah.
what you can plant in your front yard or in your backyard for that matter. Like,
Mhm.
it's ridiculous.
And you...
I'm going to tell Mama Donna.
Oh, Mama Donna.
I hate HOAs.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So, did you see where Amy said, I better be worthy? I'm just saying about what our plans are for 2020.
She already knows.
Does she? I don't think so.
Well, then she wasn't paying attention when I talked to her.
Oh.
That ain't my fault.
If you give them the right to feed you, you give them the right to starve you. Exactly.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Children having hypertension diagnosis now. Diabetic type 2 diagnosis for children started. My side glance. There's a common denominator. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I totally, like, Jason's mom is type 2 diabetic. And she'll have really great days because she's following a diet to make sure that she doesn't have any issues.
Mm-hmm.
But then she starts to be okay and everything's fine. And then the next thing you know, she's not eating right. And it goes right back to what?
Mhm.
Exactly. So, I know. I caught it too, sub.
Same difference.
Oh, no, you didn't. Yarn is yarn.
All right, so you were saying that really bothers me that Amy must have forgot. She's got a lot on her plate.
I don't think. Well, I wasn't around when you were talking
No,
to her, so I don't know.
I told her on Marco Polo.
Oh, okay. Processed foods and sugar is killing our society.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna send you home with this one. I think we got a couple others.
I'm pretty
around-
sure we have a
around the
case
house.
somewhere.
What is it?
This is the mousetrap that's gonna.
Okay.
Oh.
This is gonna help you. Now, for field mice, you're gonna have to build a little box to be able to put this in. But this is a mousetrap, and if your field mice are like the size of rats, you need to let me know, and I'll send you.
No, well, we were going to show them on Instagram, but I was like, I don't know if they got some PETA followers, so I only showed the mousetrap. So, and the mousetrap we got is from Home Depot. They go in, you hope those PETA people here.
Nah, I ain't worried about it.
You just put the bait at the back of it and close the door and put some batteries in there. Once they go in there and touch something sensor, boop, they're dead. So we killed like 3 of them within 1 week.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and their tails about almost as long as this.
You got a picture
Oh.
of it?
No.
Slacker. But anyway, we're gonna say if we need to get you the rat traps, we will. They're the bigger version of this. But this is the T-Rex mouse trap, and we also have the T-Rex rat trap. Now this is a brilliant. Send it to him. I love this trap because if you think about back in the day, how you had the old Victor type
Wooden traps.
that had the bar
Mm-hmm.
on it, and you'd end up breaking your knuckles if you slipped, and you had to balance it just right. Well, to bait this, you have the cup underneath the bottom, right here. Pulls out. You put your bait in there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then you just put it right back in here. Boom, locks in. Now it's set.
It's done.
Done. So even Mama can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Then when you catch somebody, bam, he's done doing the funky chicken. Mama can come up here, pick it up like this, walk over to the trash can,
Animal.
open it up. You might have to do a little shaky shake because it may stick a little bit because it comes down like a T-Rex. And boom, you can reuse it. It's great because lots of people that were afraid of mice or afraid of rats or whatever, they would grab the old Victor rat trap and they just throw the
throw it
whole thing
away.
away because they'd have to physically touch it to be able to get that bar
I don't
off.
want to do it.
With this, you don't have to.
And
So
Cool.
And I
Appreciate
always
that.
say, like, that to me, the marketing side of that is if you're a woman, you need some of these.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to touch the animal at all, and you don't have to throw it away. You can reuse it. And the other cool thing is most of the time,
Yeah, I seen that bucket trap.
trap.
that is a good trap in the
Except-
beginning,
yeah.
except if you get a couple
Send
of
one
them
with
in
Cindy
there,
for me.
you can they'll climb out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What do you use for weasels?
I use the big rat trap with that. Now, all of these traps you can purchase off of our website, which is www.bigbearhomestead.com. But I build a weasel box, and I put the big rat trap
In the back of it.
Now, with the weasel trap, when you build the box, you have your hole in the front for the weasel to be able to get in. And this is kind of the box that I want you to build. And it'll get like a 3/4 inch hole saw or maybe a 1 inch hole. Boom, punch or Fastener bit. Punch, boom, put it in there. Set for the weasel, set the trap, the T-Rex trap, in the center. Now, with the rat trap, there are, like, you see these 2 dots there in the back. With the rat trap,
They're on either end.
they're open, where you can secure this trap to the box
Okay.
with just like a drywall screw or something. Then put a hook, just a little, like, picture hanging hook in the back where you can put a chicken neck, turkey neck back there for the weasel. And then he'll climb in there, but you have to make that box where there's just enough clearance for that trap to be open. And when he walks in there, you got him. Works like a champ every time. Or you could use a 110 Conibear, but those are a little bit finicky to set. You could end up hurting yourself with those.
Yeah, not my favorite. I mean, I don't know. I like body gripping traps, but they're dangerous if you don't.
I mean, I've
don't
caught
go
myself in just about every trap I own except for a dog proof. I've caught myself in the 110. I was preparing my traps and I was consuming some alcohol while I was doing it.
Not a good idea.
Let me show you something.
And somehow it just went closed on my hand. I don't remember.
Oh.
That was a long, long time ago. I was in my 20s.
Trapping question being serious. Have a problem with poison buffalo toads. More than one trip to the emergency vet for the dogs. I tried everything but resorted to a pellet gun. I don't even know.
Suburban, I'm going to have to look that toad up.
Buffalo toad.
To get a little bit more familiar with it, and then I will let you know.
One got a barn kitten. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, don't you have a video on the weasel box?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have a video on
He has a video on the weasel box. It shows you how to make it and everything. So definitely check that out because I'm sure that could be helpful. And I think he has it, there's playlists. So I think it's in the trapping playlist.
It's underneath the predator control for the Homestead playlist.
How's the smoker doing?
Going? It is doing
Wonderfully.
great.
I am doing fine.
We are.
I gotta order
Not the
bacon.
trips in the bathroom.
I gotta I have to order the bacon.
The bacon hooks, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get the bacon hooks so that we can do bacon. That's the next step.
Why? I don't even want to know if it's a Florida native.
Poison gland in the head.
How did it make it all the way up here? Just like I tried to talk Robin into letting me go down to
Got it.
Florida for 3 to 6 months out of the year. They have a bounty on ball pythons and
Colombian red-tailed boas.
yeah, boas down there. Because people will
Keep them as pets.
keep them as a pet, and then they get too big, and then they just turn them loose, and they go crazy in the Everglades. So they are now overrun down there with native red-tailed boas and ball pythons. And the bounty is like $5 to $10 a foot.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm like, no. No.
Baby, give me 3 months and I'll have the house paid off. You know? Just like, I mean, in certain counties here, there's a bounty on beavers.
On beavers.
There's
Really?
a bounty on coyotes.
Yeah.
Now I know about that because I know in Texas they'll. That's one thing you don't have to have a license for. You could just shoot them at will and turn them in, whatever like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I want to go cut them snakes. That's a lot of money.
No.
I give you permission. You have been ordained by the Naked Gardener to go get you some snakes.
You could make a killing, I bet. Yeah, he probably could.
Yeah. But me and Blaze would go down there. I would be holding the spotlight. They'd be like, "Jump on him, son!"
You're horrible. Absolutely horrible. All right, well, it's almost 10 o'clock.
Holy moly.
I'm sure you want to be getting back. You got a little bit of a route. Show's not shipped to Canada. The problem with Canada is that...
They send everything back.
Yeah, we have a hard time getting stuff into...
Yeah.
Oh, baby copperhead in the basement.
Yeah, I heard all about that one.
Oh, I bet you did. She loves to tell you about her recent
No, I
captures.
heard about it from other people because she did it while she was talking with the hens.
Oh, I tried to order one. Yeah, I don't know how we would get it to you. We'll have to see what. I'll have to look into it to see if we'd be
What
able
we'd
to
have
ship
to do
it.
is build you a big cake and slip it on the inside of the cake.
Something.
Oh, the wife got a picture of it, of this one of the mouse that was.
That's
in
a rat.
That's a rat.
That's not a mouse.
That's not a mouse.
That's a big rat. I mean, big. Oh, a small rat.
Yeah, but it's still a rat.
That's a rat.
Yeah.
Tail is longer than the body. It's a rat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we caught a few rats. Been eating our. So this is the eggplant we had to harvest early.
So.
Right
Do
there.
you
those-
see that little thing right
Uh-huh.
there? That was gonna be a thorn.
I'm glad we picked
So
it early then.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us for a 2-hour live stream. I
Yeah.
can't believe
Wow.
we went that long.
Yeah.
And
It's
you
been
guys,
a long time since we've done that.
you guys, go check out the Naked Gardener's channel. He's got some great cooking videos on there. My favorite one was the one that I commented on.
The chicken teriyaki.
Chicken teriyaki. I was like, wait a minute, you're a big dude to be a vegan.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I just love to eat.
Yeah. And so go check him out.
And I actually watched his gardening videos. Like I watched the shade
I'm all
cloth
about
video
food.
was the last one that I watched because that was one of the biggest things we had a problem with this year was the sun was just ridiculous on plants.
And that's the problem we had last year. So I learned from there. I was like, I'm getting a shade cloth to put over this garden because it helps a whole lot.
Yeah, I could tell. Just you were doing the temperature readings and stuff, and so it was pretty cool. So anyway, definitely check him out for not just his cooking videos, but also his gardening
he
Some
does
videos.
some-
cooking, gardening, DIY tips
There
and
you go.
stuff.
All kinds of stuff. He also has an Instagram. Check him out on Instagram.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for coming with us. If you haven't not seen the Smokehouse video, what's wrong with you?
Check it out. What's
Check
wrong
it out.
with you?
Check it out. Kind of proud of that one.
Yep,
And
okay. Sounds good.
all right. So Robin and I want to thank you guys and remind you to plant smiles.
Grow giggles.
And let's grow together.
There you go. That'll work too.
And harvest the love. Be kind to one another. You don't know what that person is going through. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Keep stuff out of the landfill.
Give
Good night.
life a chance.
See y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.